Hey there, I'm Kaisernick from Replayability Gaming, and I'm gonna bring you this value review, Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle right now. As you can see that I'm showing myself, Replayability Gaming's videos are gonna be a bit more personal, more personality from now on. While, I mean, I don't really have a personality right now, I guess you gotta just fake it till you make it, right? So, camera equipment borrowed from my dad, microphone borrowed from my dad, everything's pretty much borrowed. And that's why it's pretty lacking right now. The lighting is also a bit, lacking. The decor is a bit interesting since, I mean, this is a very standard and classical map of Frankfurt. Not even a map, just a drawing. It looks interesting, but it's not exactly gaming related. Let's just say that. So, also, the style of the value review is also going to change. We're going to be focusing much more on the value itself now. Replayability Gaming wants to put out its unique review point, it's the value. And we're going to focus on that, what the game does to achieve a certain value, why it does that, what the deductions are. For example, microactions like in Shadow of War, absolutely ridiculous, that's what's going to cause the value to drop. And we'll see how it goes. And now, without further ado, let's get right into the value review for Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle brings the Rabbids into the world of Mario, where they soon team up to stop the havoc caused by the Rabbids intrusion. The game features an about 21-hour long campaign, which is a great start for the value of the game already. In this campaign, you'll fight a plethora of turn-based and tactical battles, which are always quite short and completed in around 15 to 20 minutes. In between the battles, you'll find yourself doing a variety of puzzles, which you should be able to solve by carefully observing the environment. These puzzle intermissions act as a great tool for the pacing of the game. A game completely packed with high intensity levels without a break in between would actually be quite tiresome to play, which is why the puzzle sections really help to make the game more enjoyable and relaxing. Further, the pacing of the game is even more enhanced by a good level variety. Each level is quite different from the others. By simply changing enemy and environment placements, every single battle results in a unique challenge. Another great aspect is also that the cutscenes and story elements are experienced at regular intervals. The story therefore avoids getting into the way of the gameplay and also adds to the already great pacing of the game. This in turn results in a great gameplay experience, which is a benefit to both value and score. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle has a fantastic graphical design. The game utilizes Ubisoft's own Snowdrop engine, which also powers games such as The Division and South Park: The Fractured Butthole. This is the modern engine, with fantastic shaders and lighting effects, and combined with fantastic model and texture work, the graphics are super impressive. As it turns out, this combination fits the environment of the Mushroom Kingdom really well. Overall, the title is the graphically most impressive title on the Switch so far, which comes with a cost however. The game runs at 30 frames per second, at 900p in docked and 600p in under configuration. The game still looks great however, and jaggies are near invisible, as the game implements a great anti-aliasing solution. The game overall contains a lot of detail in its level, and it's clear that the game has been crafted with a lot of care. The addition of a musical soundtrack by Grant Kirkhope, along with a Rabbids-like humor, amplifies the atmosphere and makes the game really cool to play. In total, the length of the base game, the pacing of the gameplay, the graphical quality, the soundtrack, and the humor make a strong case for the value of the game. Now, apart from the rather obvious, let's see what else the game has to offer. After you finish the campaign or while you're still doing it, you can go back to older levels and find more secrets and additional challenges to do. The game encourages you to go back by blocking some paths as barriers that acquire additional abilities to pass through, which you unlock later on. The additional challenges also allow the repeat visit of the level to be less repetitive, which in turn is also a boost to the value of the game. Further, there are also a bunch of collectibles going around, which you can usually find by figuring out a secret or solving a puzzle. The game therefore plays itself well to completionists, who can expect around 45 to 50 hours of playtime.
So, hey, apparently, when you do these personality type videos, you have to do some intermissions. So I guess,
Another big plus point here is the addition of local co-op challenges, where 2 players use 2 characters each to clear objectives. The mode is fun and adds a good couple of hours of playtime to clear all of them, especially if you plan to clear the hard mode as well. There are 2 caveats that we have with this mode here though. First, while we greatly appreciate the addition of the co-op mode, both players need to know what they're doing to accomplish the mission. Since local co-op oftentimes implies that only one player has the game, and hence only him knows what he's doing, the point of the co-op mode is a bit lost if it is limited to local play only. In this case, it would be nice if you could play with a friend online to tackle these challenges properly. The other point is simply that you take turns playing, but still require 2 controllers for this mode to work. It would have been good if the controller could be passed around instead. In theory, you could play the co-op mode easily by yourself, but alternating controllers really is a bit silly. Since you can use a single Joy-Con to play though, you can just alternate between the 2 that came with the system. Overall, if you can make use of a co-op mode, the game will gain you quite a bit of additional value. We're just quickly going to talk about microtransactions in this game, which this game has in the form of Amiibos. However, the bonus you get from them is rather small and simply a weapon for the character whose amiibo you tap onto the controller. As the bonus is very small and the presentation unintrusive, the amiibo spot is literally at the back of the castle. They leave the value of the game unaffected. The game also features a season pass, which costs $20 and will give the game some additional content over the coming months. There is little here that indicates anything weird or unethical about it, so the value gets a pass here too. Another a bit unexpected point that could be considered a boost to value is replayability by using a different character setup. On one of our playthroughs, we used the character combination of Mario, Luigi and Rabbid Luigi for the majority of the time. In turn, we got quite good at it and stuck with it. As each character is quite different, going for an alternative character combination can end up in a somewhat different playstyle and allow for more refreshing replayability. There is little to really criticize about the game, and instead, we'll be praising a big point that makes it great instead. Many strategy games are oftentimes quite scary in all the things they want the player to pay attention to. But Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle streamlines it and enables you to really learn and understand its mechanics. Right from the start, you're given characters that are of higher health and easily able to take a hit or two. With these, you learn how to deal damage to enemies and avoid inflicting it to yourself. The game therefore expects and allows you to do mistakes here without penalizing you too much. Once you've gotten used to this, the game introduces Luigi, who has quite a bit less health than the others, but in turn is able to attack at a much larger range. If you do mistakes with him, you'll receive a higher penalty, which you definitely deserve though, as you should know better at this point. This style of teaching you the game continues throughout the game with more and more concepts, which in turn keeps the game good and fresh. Now, let's explain the Red Valley Gaming review system to you. In addition to a score, we also assign a value to the game, which we believe the game is worth. The value and the score are evaluated independently from one another. The score will generally encompass how good a game is, while the value will include information on the length of the game, or if it has weird business decisions around it, like intrusive microtransactions. The point of the system is to give you much more information assisting your purchase decision just from the scoring alone, and to make sure that the extra score is a true reflection of the quality of the game. In conclusion, the quality of the gameplay, the fantastic pacing, the great atmosphere, and the way the game teaches you its mechanics result in it being a very high quality title. This is why we give it a score of 87. Now, if you're a strategy game novice and are interested in turn-based strategy games, then this game is definitely a must for you, maybe even at its full price. Gamers familiar with the genre may be a bit turned off by it, if they prefer games with a lot more depth and tactical layers. Depending on if you want to make the most out of the game with the additional challenges and co-op mode, the value of the game may go up or down for you. Overall though, for the average gamer, we determine the value of the game to be around $47. This falls a bit short of its $60 price tag, as it is a bit shorter than strategy games like XCOM 2. To increase the value of the game, Ubisoft could have included some more game modes, for example a boss rush mode, or a survivor mode with infinite, continually stronger enemies.
Thanks so much for watching this video. You know who is awesome? You are. And if you want to keep being awesome, like and subscribe to our channel. Maybe even check out our Facebook and Twitter, that's it. Twitter Twitter page. Right. And yeah, maybe see you next time. Hope to see you around.